Welcome to A&M Moto Toys. I have my business partner Aaron with me. I'm of course Mark, and we're going to be talking about our business starting up here in Monument, Colorado. And we're getting all fancy with these DJI mics. Working really good, it looks like. So
yeah,
hopefully
really
that's what's on us if you're wondering what the heck that fur ball is.
This is the most professional I think we've ever been. We almost always just do ghetto stuff with phones and stuff. So
yeah, so this is like a little bit of step up. But if you saw our tripod right now, you'd think, yeah, we're just starting out.
y'all are strapped to a Kenmore that looks like it's seen better days 20 years ago.
It's an antique at this point. I got it before you were born.
So I think the first thing that we were going to talk about when it comes to A&M is like, this is our showroom. This is kind of the main point that we're looking for, having a single repair bay in the corner back there to do minor stuff. So we're not going to be a full-on repair facility, I guess, if you will. We plan to offer tire changes, putting in mousses, maybe oil changes, little stuff like that we'll go ahead and take care of, but we're not a full repair facility. It's me and Mark, and that's about as good as it gets when it comes to labor right now. So we really wanted to cut out the aspect of how much work that we have to do initially. Behind you is all of our rental bikes. Not all of them. I think we're still missing the Ryehu and the VFR. And
yeah, we're still missing some other bikes, a street bike, the Ryehu, the Beta 390.
But yeah, we were just getting the GPX Moto bikes tuned by Ryan, and I can't remember his last name, but he's one of the main admin guys on the GPX Moto page. If you watch our channel, huge thanks. You bought one of our skid plates for the TSE. Yep. And yeah, I just want to give a huge shout out to you. You've been great. You've helped out tuning our FSE 300s a couple of times now. So, but yeah, we just wanted to talk a little bit of going forward, what our plan was for the space. As you can see, once you get dirt bikes in here, it's like, wow, it's actually kind of a real thing. It's we're finally getting bikes. We're finally going to be lining them up. We're ordering a whole bunch of stuff right now. We're looking at e-bikes and working with GPX Moto, Ryehu, so on and so forth.
And not just bikes, but we'll have gear and parts and accessories, Rabacondas. You can come in and place an order.
We'll even be demoing the Rabaconda, actually. We'll be on our showroom. So when we do tire changes, you can do it yourself. You know, I might even be willing to, let you try it out if you know what you're doing, I guess. That kind of thing where, you can see us do it, you can buy it for yourself. And that's what A&M Moto Toys is we've always kind of done is rent our bikes. And if you like it, go ahead and buy one. If you don't, then don't, obviously. The whole purpose of my motto with dirt biking is that it's all personal preference. There's no right or wrong answer for the type of bike you like. Like if you like the 450, I don't. The 300, Mark and I both like riding it quite a bit more. Or the electric dirt bike. Some people are anti-electric. If you don't like it, don't ride it, or don't buy one, That's the kind of thing that we do with A&M, and that goes the same with gear. So we plan to have a pretty diverse amount of gear. I think we're going to be the only climb dealer here in town, which is a big deal. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to carry their stuff in stock, apparently, so we're going to have a fair bit of selection of that. I also want to offer more cost-effective gear, and you guys can let me know what you think. I love using the cheap Chinese gear, I've got the plastic plates that are cheap off of Alibaba or whatever else. And if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, I'd be willing to bring some over. And if you want cheaper options, because sometimes not all of us have got the money to buy the most expensive stuff.
And I think we will have cheap options as we go forward. And to be honest with you all, I mean, it's a money thing because,
always.
I mean, if we had $300,000 to throw at this, we could stock this place with everything we probably would want. But starting out, there's a lot of upfront costs that you don't see, like rent and just little filing fees of this and that for sales tax licenses and what have you. And most people don't see that. No. And we'll bring you more in-depth videos on that whole aspect. That's a whole video in itself.
It really is.
But, we can only get so much stuff. So if you come in initially and you're like, wow, they don't have too much, well, that's because we're growing, and as things go, we're going to be reinvesting the profits into bringing in more items, whether it's different bikes, rental bikes, gear, parts. But we are getting set up with all the various parts, houses, I guess they would be called, that a lot of companies go through, and then you have to kind of go through to buy stuff like Parts Unlimited, for example, or Tucker Rocky. getting set up with them so we can order stuff from them and either have it here, or you can walk in and say, I need these brake pads, I need these sprockets, and we can actually place that order.
Another big thing that we're working on that's absolutely, you don't think about these things when you get a space and you're setting it up. It's all the little things. It's right now we're painting. That's kind of the big thing on the docket of the next probably few days or week or whatever. But getting paint, for one, is very expensive. You go to Lowe's, it's $100 a gallon these days, if not more. And it's just, it's not affordable when you've got a large space. So, of course, we're buying the El Cheapo stuff from Walmart. Which is no problems. In fact, we're pretty content with what we've painted so far. And then there's the other things of knocking walls down, removing the stuff. Of course, we're gonna have to tear carpet up. All that takes a lot of time, especially when you're trying to do it on a budget. In an ideal world, like Mark said, we'd have hundreds of thousands of dollars and we would pay a contractor to come in and do all this. We just don't have that. We're pretty small, and moving into this space was huge for us. Especially with doing the rentals and realizing to make money, you really have to do it by volume, which means space.
Yep, that's spot on. Today I was putting up privacy film on windows, just little things like that. And of course it all adds up. And yeah.
Or even, we do YouTube and Mark's YouTube channel here. Which is awesome with A&M, but the thing is now we need an editing PC in here. And sure, can you go to Walmart and buy $1,000 PC? You sure can, but it's really not good quality. It's not going to fall apart. So that's another one where I have to take the time to build a computer, but it'll be way better content. He can actually work on stuff while he's here, because being honest, he'll be here more than I am. So there's a lot of cool things that we're doing with this space, and it's funny because you move into this and we're like, this is about the most we could afford. We're not quite 1,600 square feet, and but then it's amazing how much space it really is when you're trying to set it up by yourself.
And believe us, we looked at various spaces, and it was, do we get the full mechanic and get a couple mechanics and go that route, which we could do. He knows a bunch of people, but at the same time, that's a different type of space, and it didn't really lend itself as much to like a showroom or selling, parts or gear and stuff from a showroom, where those companies want a showroom. They don't really want you to be working out of a warehouse, which, who knows if we would have been approved. Maybe we would have, who knows. And then that rent was pretty expensive. It was more than here. Yeah. And then that was in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, and really that space would have been awesome in some aspects, because we would have been able to have a shop and we would have had some, but it was a make it or break it space. So we really wanted to have a comfortable amount of time and budget set aside to pay for the space during the lease period. And the problem with that space was it was like we had a year. And, okay, cool. Like if we're bringing in side-by-sides and working on ATVs, sure, we might make enough money to not worry about it. But, getting to the end of 12 months and then realizing you can't pay for the rest of your 5-year lease, not a great outlook. So there was even more anxiety going that route. Now, actually, honestly, where we're at in Monument, I like a lot better. And here's why. We may not offer all the mechanic services, but we are a lot more of a showroom. It looks very nice in here. Once we get it painted and have the mural on the wall in here, it's going to be very inviting. People can come in here and hang out. It's not a warehouse. It's not an old grocery store. We're going to be really centered around our bikes, the community, our retail, having gear and stuff, and maybe some other cool things we've thought of. So that's a big part of our shop, is really bringing dirt bikes to more people. And it includes e-bikes as well. And we've talked about this a little bit, but getting a dealer's license in Colorado is time-consuming, expensive, and complicated. You got to take tests. You got to get a bond for thousands of dollars, and there's with everything else we're doing, we just don't have time to get our dealer's license right away. And in Colorado, you can't get a dealer's license until you have a space, because you got to have pictures of your building. So there's just one thing after the next. That'll be an add-on coming, and that's why some people may be disappointed that we're focusing on electric dirt bikes right now. But you got to understand that that's what we can sell, and they're popular right now. And I encourage people to check them out and try different things. But, we've got our rentals alongside of that, and we have tons of contacts if you want to buy a Riehu or a GPX. So, we'll definitely get you a deal if you're looking to buy a bike for sure.
So some exciting news that we do have is we are official dealers for RAR, and they make the Mantis. So it's kind of like the Talaria Sting and the Suron, but it's more dirt bike focused. It's supposed to come like with dirt bike tires, brakes. We haven't tried one yet, of course, but we do have 2 on order. And I guess we could call those pre-orders. So if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I really want a RAR Mantis, we do have 2 that are on order and coming to us unspoken for. So our idea, if no one's, steps up and says, hey, I want to buy that, is we're going to use one for sure as a rental. So you could try it out. And then the other one, we'll go ahead and advertise and sell it. And then we'll, flip and repeat, do the same thing by, if they sell pretty quick, we'll probably get like 5 or so in, place an order for. And then we're going to look into other e-bikes like the Talaria Sting, Suron, and what have you, Ultra B, just whatever comes out. We might even dabble into the electronic unicycles, the EUCs, or the one wheels. Those are things that would be easy to showcase on a wall, and we wouldn't necessarily take up much room.
Yep.
And I think that's the wave of the future, because it seems like a lot of people in town, you see them all over the place riding those. So that might be something we also sell, because there's an opportunity there. And I know, like Aaron was saying about some of the dirt bike guys might get mad at us, but it's a different type of ride when you're on the Talaria, or I suppose probably the RAR Mantis will be the same way. It's a different ride. You add it to your dirt bikes. You don't replace the dirt bike necessarily. Some people do, but for me, I will probably have a dirt bike always. The electric is just something I can add to the wheelhouse to go out there. Maybe I'm just riding local. I can jump out here and ride around. And right now in society, no one seems to care. I get like waves from my neighbors and stuff, or I shouldn't say neighbors, just people in my neighborhood that don't know. If you've seen the videos where I've ridden around, it's silent, and that's the key. It's silent as long as you're respectful. I think people don't care. So it kind of gives you an opportunity to go explore your local area on 2 wheels versus a dirt bike where right away people are going to yell at you, right? You can't go down that green space. Well, it's noisy. That's why they're yelling at you. If it's quiet, they don't seem to care. And plus they think it's an e-bike or something, Not many people realize the difference between them all. And I'm not advocating for people to go out there and ride Santa Fe Trail at full blast and tick people off. But if you're just going slow and you wave at people, if you see somebody up ahead, slow down for them. I would do that on the mountain bike anyways. I was taught to do that as a kid with my BMX bike. You just be respectful. And I think then it's okay, because people then have a positive experience. If somebody does say, well, we definitely need to put signs up banning those, then they're more like, hey, I had a positive experience. I don't see the big deal here. And they'll advocate for you, not against you.
Yeah, that's very true. Having respect for everything is a lot of the reasons why I think things either get closed. If people don't notice or it's not a big deal, then a lot of times it never gets even thought of or picked at or anything like that. And of course, there's always the people that want to be, buttheads about whatever stupid thing. But on the note of the RAR Mantis we were talking about, so just some quick notes on the RAR. It's 7,500 watt motor, so it's a little bit more power. Actually, that's a fair bit more power than the Talaria, actually stock. And then it's got a much larger frame. It's got the dirt tires we talked about. The overall dimension of the wheels is a little bit larger. Still 19-inch wheels, but the bigger tires make a difference. And its top speed, I think, is almost 55 miles an hour, which is also quite a bit quicker than the stock Talaria as well. Yeah, we're very excited about those. In fact, I've been watching RAR for the last year. We've been signed up to get a bike with them for a while. So to see them finally shipping stuff, we're excited to get it. We're excited to showcase it to you guys and see what you think. And add one to our rental fleet, of course. The rentals is a lot of fun to do. And we're also, for the first time, going to be working with friendwitha.com. They're also kind of a new online rental type place. They insure these things. So Be patient with our apps and things that we do. We've gotten pretty streamlined with rider share, but we have not worked with Friend with Us, so whoever comes in first, maybe we'll give you a big discount.
We also right now still have a bunch of P-Tech skid plates.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're interested in some protection, just contact us and we'll go from there. And
Absolutely.
because right now we're kind of in between, the space and the online stuff. So just contact us, and if we have a skid plate for your bike, we'll let you know, or we can even have it drop shipped.
Yep.
To be honest, we will place the order and have it drop shipped right to you.
Yeah, we work with P-Tech directly, and we talk to them. They're quite awesome. So if we don't have a skid plate in stock and there's something that you want, we can get it here faster than ordering through them. Most of the time, we can get plates in about a week to 2 weeks. So it can take up to 3. So, you never know with the Estonian post going into the U.S. postal offers. You sometimes never know. But right now, shipping times have been very good. So just let us know. I mean, we definitely appreciate you guys supporting us. We'll give you a little bit of a kickback as always. And then, of course, we want to make it worth it for you to come to us versus just ordering from P-Tech directly.
Okay, I guess we'll call this a wrap for right now. And we might go ahead and do another video, and talk about something and just try to be more specific with these videos. I think this has been long enough. So I think we'll wrap it, huh?
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Let us know if you like this kind of content. We'll do like shop updates. I know he's been doing like what work we're doing and stuff, but ideas that we have, we want to be in touch with the community. We want to know what you guys think, what you want to see in the shop, what good ideas you have, because that makes our experience for you as you come in much better. So let us know what you think. But we'll catch you on the next one. A&M Moto Toys out.